So for more, we welcome to studio senior Middle East correspondent Ariel Oseran. So the Board of Peace is set up. We saw the fanfare, the theatre in Davos earlier on in the day, and certainly the focus is on Gaza. Who can argue when Jared Kushner starts talking about plans for catastrophic success? Your takeaways?
Yeah, look, the main takeaway is that, as Trump said, that basically the Board of Peace has already begun its operations on the ground, which means we are now in phase 2 of the Gaza ceasefire agreement, regardless, or not regardless, but even despite the fact that Hamas has so far failed to return the body of Ran Gvili, the last Israeli hostage. Trump mentioned it in his remarks, but we are in phase 2. No more when will it start. The mechanisms are put in place, and in fact, they have begun working. There are still many questions up in the air. The main one is this demilitarization of the Gaza Strip, disarming Hamas. Now, according to the master plan that was outlined by Jared Kushner, there were many questions. Who is going to disarm Hamas? So he gave the answer. It's going to be Palestinian-led. Basically, the new government in Gaza, the Committee of Technocrats, which is also going to have a police force of between 10 and 15,000 Palestinian police officers who have been trained in Egypt and in Jordan. They are going to be responsible for this. Now, what does this look like? This means going after dismantling the tunnels, dismantling any rocket shafts, and assuming all the weapons that Hamas has. How successful will they be in this task? Obviously, that still remains to be seen. There are many ways for Hamas to try and evade or cheat on this issue. But ultimately, we have an answer who the Board of Peace, basically who Trump expects to carry out the task of disarming Hamas. Those are going to be Palestinians, not the international stabilization force. And so this is very important moving forward. Now, as for the reopening of the Rafah border crossing, that caught Israeli officials by surprise. That announcement, it wasn't made by Trump, nor by Kushner, Witkoff, or Rubio. It was made in a televised speech by Ali Shaath. He is the head of this new technocratic government inside Gaza. And to that end, the Israeli cabinet is going to convene on Sunday in order to discuss the many issues with regards to Gaza, but specifically to approve the reopening of the Rafah border crossing. Shaath said that this will happen next week. Obviously, that is pending the decision in the Israeli cabinet.
We certainly will be watching to see the reaction on the local front. Donald Trump invited, in his words, everybody who was powerful to be on this Board of Peace, including some controversial people. But he says they are people who have tremendous influence. What do you make of the concerns through Israel of some of the nations that could be involved in decision-making down the line?
So again, we have to, this is a very convoluted apparatus or mechanism. Because there's the the Board of Peace, which has these world leaders. This is a more symbolic body. It has obviously a lot of authority, but it won't execute that authority. That is given to the Gaza Executive Board, which will oversee the new Palestinian government inside the Gaza Strip, and that is not going to include the 59 leaders that Trump touted that are going to be part of the Board of Peace. This is a more technical based operation, and that is going to have elements like the foreign minister of Turkey, Qatari official, member of cabinet, as well as an Emirati official. We're talking about 11 individuals, but who are all I won't say technically savvy, but they're going to oversee the day-to-day operations of this new administration in Gaza. What does this mean for Israel? Israel does not have an official in this Gaza Executive Board, but this obviously doesn't mean that there are going to be Qatari and Turkish troops on the ground, which is something that Israel vehemently rejected. So ultimately, we are seeing that this is, while there are many elements that are part of this body, this is an American plan. You see the U.S. logo in the background, the Board of Peace. Even Trump brought the podium from the White House. So this is an American body, and this is also going to be key in the success of its operations. How adamant is Trump in seeing through his 20-point plan? Another source of success is going to be how serious the Palestinian security forces are going to be in dismantling Hamas's military capabilities. And the third, how the level in which this new Gaza government will improve the daily life of ordinary Gazans. The success of all those three elements will, on the one hand, hinder Hamas's ability to try and undermine it, but also potentially, as far as Israel hopes, will set the course for a more positive, secure horizon with regards to the Gaza Strip.